today's session is very special because we're zooming in to talk about ITSM and how we can simplify and transform ITSM being done using ServiceNow in Microsoft Teams. This is a meeting, just like any other that you would have in your organization. Feel free to use the chat to ask any questions that you have, and we've got folks to be able to answer those questions. If you have something that you want to also unmute during the course of the session, please feel free to unmute and ask as well. Do warn you that we have a packed agenda with plenty of things to show you and plenty of things to take away as well. With that, let's get going. I just want to take a moment to talk about hybrid work that is here to stay for many of us. And we do know that some of the organizations are transitioning into hybrid work. And what this means really is for organizations to offer the right set of tools, maximum flexibility and productivity for their organization, when it comes to employees being able to complete business processes in the flow of the work, no matter where they are and what device that they're on. With that being said, we strongly believe that collaborative apps within Microsoft Teams really brings together everyone in the flow of their work. This is how you can sort of bring information and bring expertise, all of it into one place. We strongly believe this is going to shift how we access and connect with information. Typically, users go to apps to consume information or to create information. Our goal is to change that completely and bring tools and apps to the user. So if your organization is spending most of their day on Microsoft Teams, why not bring those use cases, and why not bring those features, and why not bring those apps to them in the flow of their work, whether it's in a group chat, whether they're having a conversation in a channel or in a meeting. And within Teams, you can do this through a number of ready-to-use apps that are already available, apps that you might be using outside of Teams, which you can start using right away. Or we have the ability to build custom apps as well for your unique business needs. Today, of course, we're going to be focusing more on these apps that are ready to use. We've got, I think, about over 1,500 apps within the Microsoft Teams store, which address various capabilities and various scenarios. Some of these logos you might be familiar with already. If you've not tried them out, please go to the App Store that's available within Microsoft Teams. You should find apps on the left trail, and that opens up to a whole number of apps, things that you might be using outside Teams that you can start using within Teams, or things that are free to try. And if you are looking for an application, if you're looking for a business solution, this is a great place, and it's available right within Teams for you to explore and find solutions that you can start using right away. Try it out. And if you need some help, contact any of us, write to us, and then we'll be able to help you find the right solution. Now for the main event, today's focus being simplifying ITSM on Microsoft Teams. I want to take a step back to say that we've got a number of tools for ITSM within Teams. So, I know we're focusing on ServiceNow today, but here are, a whole bunch of other apps that are available. You can go and search and find them within Teams. And these are apps that will help you, integrate your agents to your, employees, or to being able to offer self-service, or to being able to, check statuses and, request for things. A whole number of ways in which you can speed up the sort of support that you offer for your employees on a day-to-day basis, and as a result, reduce the load on your IT help desk. So if you've not tried this out already, I would say, yeah, have a look at it. And I hope today's session is going to be extremely informational for you, for the folks who are, of course, specifically using ServiceNow on Microsoft Teams. I'm going to stop here and, with a lot of pleasure, invite Sakshi on the call. Sakshi, who's from ServiceNow, to give us an overview. Like, we do have a demo planned, which is going to take a major part of the session. But before we get into the demo, we want to share information about what ServiceNow is offering is on Teams. And, this way you're aware of what you already have available, what you can start using, and what are the things out there that you can leverage from tomorrow. Sakshi, over to you.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Harish. And as you said, in as part of your context setting, the world of work has changed, and it is absolutely important for employees to be able to access what they want when they want it. And that's where, ServiceNow and Teams really comes in. If you move on to the next slide, we're just talking about ServiceNow, as we all know, is the best workflow automation tool, and Teams is the best collaboration tool. So these two tools coming together can solve a lot of problem for our customers. In fact, on the next slide, we'd actually be able to see the kind of results that customers have been able to achieve. Obviously, we can improve service, provide employees what they want when they want it. We can also improve the agent productivity, reduce their workload, free them up from a lot of the mundane, repetitive tasks like password resets or inquiries about what's the status of their request, what's the status of their incident, and allow them to focus on actual high value work. What that results in was also an increased employee satisfaction, because obviously you're putting the power back in the hands of the employees. So, they feel more empowered. They feel um, they're getting a consumer-like experience at work, which is a great thing to have. And in complex scenarios where you don't want to be interacting with the virtual agents, or you want some real human touch, the routing between that, the handover from the virtual agent to the actual human can happen very, very seamlessly. Now we have a lot of customers who've achieved these results. Given the paucity of time, I'm just going to pick up two customer case studies. If you move on to the next slide, the first customer that I want to talk about is Wipro. I do believe we have some representatives from Wipro on this call as well. And this is a big moment of pride for Wipro, because obviously we know that it's a huge mammoth organization with more than 250,000 employees spread over 66 countries. And when the world shifted to a hybrid work model, to a remote work model, it became extremely difficult for an organization of that size to be able to manage all those disconnected apps and provide support from all of those without having a unified system. uh, and if there's a unified system is missing from the scene, then employees find it extremely difficult to find answers themselves. It increases the pressure that's there on the agents who are trying to serve these employees, and the resolution time really increases. So to solve for that, Wipro actually integrated their ServiceNow platform, their virtual agent with Microsoft Teams, putting the power back in the hand of employees, giving them a lot of self-service options, making a lot of knowledge articles available, and creating that unified platform where employees could solve for their own challenges. What that resulted in was a 40% reduction in this number of service requests that were coming in. They were able to achieve an improvement of 75% in their resolution times. From 6 minutes, it came down to an average of 90 seconds. Just imagine how quickly they were able to resolve issues. And that had a direct impact on the employee satisfaction. It went up by 80%. Another quick example that I want to talk about is Levi Strauss. Now, this is a retail giant that we all know about. I'm sure all of us at one point have used products from Levi's. Now, they wanted their employees to be able to focus on providing a better customer service and not be entangled in their own internal issues and services. So they integrated ServiceNow ITSM virtual agent with Microsoft Teams and were able to achieve a 50% deflection rate at their service desk, were able to establish a direct communication channel between their agents and their employees, and achieved a 100% customer satisfaction rate for their global service desk. Now, I have a plethora of these customer stories, and I can keep going on and on about all of these, but that's not the agenda of the call. So now let's try and understand and break it down into what are the actual advantages of bringing ServiceNow and Teams together. Now, there are two personas that we are servicing. One is the employee persona. So for the employee, what's the benefit? Obviously, we are enabling self-service for them. They have anytime, anywhere access to support. So that means, they can have access to support 24/7. And they don't have to interact with actual human agents or wait on a phone call or, walk up to a service desk just to know what's the status of their request. They can do all of that on their own. For the agents, what that means is that they can be more productive. How? They don't have to get involved in a lot of the repetitive, mundane queries that are coming their way. Things like password requests or, laptop requests at time of onboarding. All of those kind of requests can be completely automated. They can resolve issues and cases faster because all the relevant information is available to them at the same page. They don't have to swivel chair between multiple different systems. So for example, I've raised a particular request and the agent wants some clarity. They don't have to send me an email or try and reach out to me via different channels. From the ticket itself, from that incident itself, they can directly initiate a teams call and connect with me, and all of that conversation that we are happening can actually be captured back on the ticket. So it really brings the stakeholders together, improves their productivity, brings the time to resolution down. Now, if we further drill into this and look at how is it actually accomplished. So we have these various capabilities or plugins that I want to talk about. And I know this is a very busy slide. I want to apologize for that. But there was no way I could capture all of this information in a more succinct manner without losing out on a lot of it. So we have, and Raghav would be showcasing a lot of this as part of his demos, but I just want to quickly touch upon this because I do understand a lot of you would have questions around this. So, we have our ITSM or HRSD integrations with Microsoft Teams. As part of that, you get the now virtual agent capabilities. So, people can interact with a virtual agent. Those conversations can happen directly in Teams. And as Harish mentioned, people don't have to move out of Teams, log into a separate app to get that experience. They can interact with the ServiceNow virtual agent directly from their Teams app. The virtual agent capabilities within ServiceNow are available as part of our professional pack, whether it's the ITSM or the standard or the HR pack. But we do have a virtual agent lite, which is like, a very lightweight prototype of the virtual agent, which has some built-in capabilities, some pre-built capabilities. The full-blown virtual agent obviously comes with a lot of natural language understanding and machine learning capabilities. Then they get the employee center capabilities. So, from Teams, they can access their entire employee center, their entire intranet capabilities, and see what are the different requests that they have, see this real-time status update that's happening. Again, all within the Teams ecosystem without ever stepping out of it. We also get advanced actionable notification. So, your system needs to go through an update. Now, you don't need to actually step out of Teams to get that notification. You get that notification right there. You can start actioning it from there. Or you've raised a request. There's some additional information that's required. The agent initiates that. You get a notification right away, and you can respond to it from within Teams. You don't need to send an email or, initiate a different chat or log into ServiceNow app to then provide an update on that ticket. All of that can be done from within from within Teams. And then we also have the agent to employee chat. So, you've raised an issue, the agent wants to understand something better from within their workspace. They can initiate a Teams chat, open a Teams chat with you, and start getting that information. We also have another app on the ServiceNow store where we can initiate agent chat to call. So instead of opening just a chat, if they want further clarification or if they think that this is a conversation that's better had as an actual conversation rather than just a chat conversation, they can directly call from Teams as well. As part of our professional offerings, we also have the capability to open universal requests from within Teams. So universal requests are requests where employees are not 100% sure which team or department this request should go for. They just really quickly want to raise a concern or open a query, and they can open that as a universal request, and then that can flow through to the right team. Now, this was from the employee perspective, how do we make an engaged employee experience? From an agent perspective, Again, we have similar capabilities where the agents can initiate conference calls directly from Teams. Now, this comes in really, really handy, obviously, with normal incidents, but from a major incident problem, when everybody is in a war room situation, you can actually get everybody, create a room within Teams, get all the concerned stakeholders on a single call and initiate that conversation between them. We also have meeting extensions for Microsoft Teams where the agents can see their workbench directly on Microsoft Teams. So, all the relevant incidents.
Question.
Sure.
Where are all these features? These are all in ServiceNow store, or we can download from Teams, like the Teams connectors that are there. I mean, how these work, these connectors?
So all of these apps are actually available on the ServiceNow store.
Okay.
And these.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just to add, all of these are different applications, and depending on how you want to start off, you can start small with just maybe a notify connector for Microsoft Teams. As the team start using it and they get more comfortable, then you can start using the meeting extensions, and these can be mixed and matched.
Okay, got it.
So ServiceNow is heavily invested in our partnership with Microsoft, and we started this collaboration back in the Quebec release. So as many of you might be aware, ServiceNow has releases named on the basis of cities, and we go in an alphabetical order. So we really started focusing on the ServiceNow and Teams integration from the Quebec release. We came up with a lot of enhancements as part of the Rome release. Then earlier this year, we actually decoupled the Teams enhancements, the ServiceNow Teams integration enhancements from our regular family releases. And we started making quarterly store releases. So, you would see that just in this year alone, we've come out with 4 different releases. In Feb, we actually introduced link unfurling. In May, we came up with campaigns and display user presence indicators. In August, we've come out with more releases, with more enhancements. In November, again, we've come out with. Yeah. Sorry, is that a question? Okay.
No. Yeah.
So the idea is that we are heavily invested in this partnership, and just the amount of innovation that is coming out. The whole idea is to provide the best possible experience with ServiceNow and Teams together. I'd now pass the ball over to Raghav for a demo, and would be happy to take questions over the chat.
Thanks, Sakshi. I just want to point out that Raghav, we did a quick poll, within chat, and it looks like 50% of the organizations here are already using Teams, but it's a good mix of folks who aren't, folks who are planning to, and folks who have the integration on the way already. So I hope the information that's being shared in terms of what you can do more if you already have Teams, and what are the things that are available if you already have the ServiceNow license and you want to get started right away. We just want to point out that right after the demo, we will be sharing a form for those who are interested to find out how you can get this going for your organization. We will be able to help you out in setting it up, understanding the use cases for you, guiding you to actually test it, deploy it, and roll it out for your organization. But before that, I am going to pass it to Raghav, who's going to actually walk us through some of the key use cases as a demo. Raghav, over to you.
Thank you, Rish, and that's great insight, and thank you for sharing that. So could you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So, okay, so let's get started. Sakshi mentioned about 2 personas, right? Number 1 is employee. Employee in this case is Alex. So Alex is end user. And then we have agent persona, right? Raghav is agent, and he will be handling all the requests and everything. So let's make this interesting, right? Throughout this demo, Alex will not leave Teams interface at all, right? He will be doing almost all service related activities as an end user within the Teams interface itself. So that let's make this interesting and accept it as a challenge, right? So now okay, what are the scenarios, right? So let's say Alex is an end user and he's part of business program management team, and he's working on a business strategy plan in Microsoft Teams Loop component. It's interesting component. Check it out. So now all of a sudden he recalls that he has to create an incident with IT team about his laptop battery issue, right? So because his battery is draining out really fast. So in olden days, what you used to do is click on new link, click on new tab, look for bookmark ServiceNow URL or virtual agent URL, and we all have this folder, nested folders, and messy structure of bookmarks and all that, right? Finding something useful is really tricky, right? So his company uses ServiceNow, so I just want to explicitly mention that. So he looks for the link and he could not find it. So what is the challenge here? So our research shows that 3 minutes is the average time worker spends on a single task before being interrupted, and it takes average 25 minutes for them to return to their original task. So now Alex moved away from the business strategy plan and he is in a new tab in the browser, and it takes forever to come back by raising incident and everything. So Alex recalls, okay, so one of my colleagues mentioned about ServiceNow virtual agent within Teams itself. So it's basically help me bot, my organization might have branded. So how about using it? So it decides, okay, let me jump back, take my colleague's advice and go to Microsoft Teams. So now he's in Teams interface. And as you can see, there's a help me bot here. So organization might have pinned it through app setup policy to make it visible to almost all the users across the organization. So you can quickly find it. So you will click on it and you can start interacting with the now virtual agent right within Teams. So scenario one. So now you would like to raise a request, right? So what you will do is you'll start with typing hi, and then so what this does is it will connect to ServiceNow virtual agent server. It brings back crucial information like how many open requests that Alex has and service degree, right? So outages and other issues. So this is important, right? Important piece of information. If I have issues sending Outlook email, probably that might be related to Exchange. So they have already highlighted that they're working on this issue. I don't have to proceed further. So it might not be relevant to you at all. In my case, I'm trying to raise a request for my laptop battery. It's a hardware issue. These two are not relevant, but good to know, right? And then what I'll do is I'll click on this topics available here, and I will select report an issue, and I click on submit because I'm trying to report an issue. So it will ask
I
me.
have a question over here.
Sorry.
When you say all these topics are directly imported from ServiceNow categories, or how is it?
Exactly.
Or
So
you need to build the. Okay.
Yeah, whatever you have configured in ServiceNow, we are resurfacing it in Teams. So we are not adding anything on top of it. Yeah.
Is it a straightforward integration, or how is it? I mean, is it true?
We'll talk about the integration piece itself at the end. Is that okay, Siva?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So let me finish this up. So okay. So Alex selected report an issue. So now it will ask me to please describe your issue. So as I said, laptop battery draining out and need help, right? So now the issue description is posted. Now it will ask me whether any of these articles, very important critical piece, right? It will go and search for keywords, laptop, battery, draining, and all that. It will look for knowledge base, ServiceNow knowledge base articles that can be helpful to the end user who is reporting this issue. So as you can see, there are quite a few articles that were posted to me and none of them are relevant. So I'll say no. Did any of this information resolve your issue? No. So what I'll do now is it will mark the issue as urgent, high, so but you can change it in the flow as well. But I don't want to proceed with this value because I'm still okay. I can wait for some more time. I'll just say no. Now it will ask me to select the urgency of the issue. What I'll do is I'll make it medium because I have an upcoming project. So now this is interesting. So you can also attach screenshots, and you can add any attachments as well. So I'll just say yes, and I'll quickly add the attachment from my computer, right? So just click on this, and I have a battery issue that I've taken screenshot of battery life and everything, and I'll just send it, right? Okay, replace it because I was trying it again, earlier. So now I'll send this screenshot to ServiceNow, and now it will ask me, okay, I'm all set. Do you want me to submit this? So I don't want to add more attachments. So I'm all set. Do you want to submit it? Yes, I want to submit it. On the right side, you can notice new incident will be created, and the incident number will be 1172. I will go and refresh this real quick here.
Hey, I'm just going to jump in, Raghav. Suresh, do you have a question? I see your hand's been raised. And for others, if you want to use the chat to ask questions, because we've got people who can answer on the go. Suresh, do you have a question?
Yes, I do have. Thanks.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I could see this Teams Connect as well, and the requirement is, can we add any self-heal tool here? For example, when the end user tries for the KB articles, and if it doesn't have the relevant KB article, the next step, can it be a self-heal tool, which would be possible there to add it?
Absolutely. I mean, if you can insert that in the topic designer within the ServiceNow, I think that will surface here as well. So
Because
yeah.
I know Microsoft has Sara there, so we can incorporate Sara. Apart from Sara, any of the external tools can be added here.
As long as it is supported by ServiceNow, I don't think there is any problem in Teams. So it will resurface it anyways. I mean, it will surface the
Do we
same.
have the list of compatible tools which could be added, or which should
I
be
don't
checked?
have it at this point in time, but I can try to check it and share it later. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just wanted to just put the questions here.
Okay. Awesome. So scenario one, right? Now the conference, sorry. Any other question?
Right. Let's say I have opened any request with the team, right? With the serverless, whosoever is working on it, right? Can I still able to open a new request with the same category? Can we allow me to create a duplicate ticket on this?
For what category? Sorry.
Any category. Let's say I have raised any request for the laptop replacement, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is open with the team for a support team, right?
Okay.
And I can able to see it is under progress. Can still system can allow me to raise the same request with the my ID?
Okay, let me ask this question. Is it possible today in your system? Like, can you create duplicate requests, like for the same reason?
See, we are in very initial phase. We are implementing the service now in the
So what
organizations.
happens is, if you have built in that validation, the reason I asked the question, if you have already built in that validation within your ServiceNow virtual agent designer flow, then you will not be. If you have not, then you can create. So
By default, it cannot be restricted, right? It has to be filtration, and any restriction has to be put there in the virtual agent.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense we were topic, right? Basically, every topic that we have here, like there's a logic associated with it. It takes just like your Microsoft Power Automate flow or anything like that. So there is a designer where you can add action scripts and everything. But if you have built in that validation to validate, okay, there is a request already raised by this user, and he's trying to raise another request for the same issue. Please send him a different kind of response, branch out, or if else conditions, and everything can be used, and you can configure it.
Okay, by default it is not there as per the ServiceNow best practices.
I haven't tried it, but my assumption is yes, it will allow you to create tickets by default. Yeah. All good. So so now that you can see this request has been submitted, on the right side you can see that there's an incident created with the laptop battery draining out issue. So now, interestingly, so let's say Raghav is working on this incident, right? And what Raghav does is he will start a Teams conversation with Alex right from the ServiceNow workbench, right? You can click on Start Microsoft Teams Chat, and what it does is it picks up the incident number, and it will also allow you to add the caller. And you can see the chat title is named based on the variables from the incident table. And also you can choose which you want to start the conversation in the web client or desktop client and all that. So since I'm using web client for both, but with the different sessions, so I'll start conversation with Microsoft Teams web client. So now Alex got notification. Hey, Raghav, who's the agent, started a conversation with you. Would you like to respond to him? So what Raghav does is, hey, could you please share system info with me to troubleshoot further, right? Troubleshoot further. And you will tell, okay, go to start or go to command prompt, and then you go ahead and get me system info, right? You'll send that message. Then Alex will receive that message and you'll say, sure, I will send it soon. Currently in meeting, right? Currently in meeting or something like that. So now they will disconnect, and now there's no action pending on the agent side. So what agent can do is the agent is waiting for Alex to update. So one more feature I would like to show you. Okay, they had discussion. As you can see, the activity, right? The chat between agent and the end user or employee is captured within the incident itself, right? It will take some time to populate the data from Microsoft Teams to ServiceNow incident. However, you have an option. If it fails for some reason, you can import messages from Microsoft Teams manually. If you see there's it is a timer job, I guess, so it will auto import after some time. But if it is not, you can go ahead and import it manually. So now you have the record of what has been discussed between the agent and employee pertaining to this particular incident, right? So this is great. So now so far we covered reporting an incident and chat auto import feature into ServiceNow incident. So third thing is, okay, now Alex is working on getting this, Alex is working on getting this particular.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Alex is working on getting this particular information. Sorry, is there a question?
Can you hear me, Raghu?
Hey,
Hello?
Rohit, is there a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Raghav, can I chat on behalf of someone, my colleagues?
Where in Teams?
Yeah, in Teams.
I don't think so. Harish, you have any info on that?
What's the scenario, Raghav? Sorry, Rohit.
So my colleague doesn't have a system is getting on, whatever it is, laptop, desktop, even his phone is also not responding. Can still I have to log a ticket on behalf of
Are you saying being able to
through
log a ticket on behalf of someone else?
someone else through the virtual agent?
It currently takes the logged in user context, but that's a
Yeah.
good observation. I'll check and get back to you, Rohit. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
so
don't have it. Yeah,
so
sorry. Yeah.
just to add to that, so typically the Teams integration, the use case is that the person who's logged in, their user would be taken. If the scenario is more from on behalf of somebody, the expectation is that it's just easier for somebody to open the ServiceNow app and directly raise that, either through browser or through the mobile app. So we generally don't see that from a Teams integration. If there is a need that that is a very, very frequent use case for an organization, we can definitely create that as a use case from the Teams integration as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You see how we can open even my laptop desktop is not getting open, not starting. My phone doesn't support it, the website agents, anything, whatever the situation. But still, I have to open the ticket.
No, what
Can we?
Yeah, so what I meant was that on behalf of somebody, let's say I have to open a ticket on Raghav's behalf, then in order to open that ticket, I can log in directly to the ServiceNow browser or
I
on
agree that is option is there, and through the self-service we can raise it on behalf. But is there any option we can tag the person name in the chat also? Let's say I mentioned someone at the rate XYZ, the person of my organization, my colleagues, right? Further, the system has the capability he can chat on behalf on them. Whatever the ticket can raise, it can be raised by the person tag in the chat order with it.
I think you would just mention that in the case, but because the advantage here is that you're actually picking up the person who's logging in and actually accessing the app within Teams. So it would take the fact that Sakshi raised the case, but maybe Sakshi within the ticket or within the information, she could mention that, Raghav's having trouble, so you need to help out Raghav.
I would like to add one thought. There is an option of caller in ServiceNow, right? So that can be updated to the desired user. That can be changed.
Right. Within ServiceNow you can.
Yes.
But when you do it from Teams, what I
From
meant
the
is
Teams.
that, from Teams, it would pick up my information. And
Yeah.
within the
Okay.
ticket, I can mention saying, hey, this is like Raghav's having trouble with this, and this is some information that I have about Raghav's system or
But
something.
still can be open with my name, right? Not on behalf.
It would open with your name, not on behalf of someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just in the interest of time, let's jump into the demo. We have a few more scenarios to cover as well. Okay. So now where we were. So Alex reported an issue. Raghav reached out to Alex via Microsoft Teams chat, and also I showed auto import feature where you can import the message from Microsoft Teams to ServiceNow. Now, Raghav requested this information, right? What Alex will do is Alex will log into his mission. He will run system info command, and he will get all that information and he will copy that. So we accepted the challenge, right? Alex will not leave Teams interface at all throughout this. How will he send this? So this is interesting. So what Raghav does is he will go to what Alex does is he will go to this chatbot again. He'll say hi. That recognizes it. Yeah. So now Raghav does this. So you will go and select check ticket status, click on submit. And I raised an incident, yes. So there are 45 incidents. How will you search it? So you can search by incident name. This is yeah, it's available here. So this is the incident that I would like to check status. So this is the latest incident I have. Click on submit. And would you like to add a comment? So now I would like to update the system information right from the Teams chat itself. I'll say yes. And I will just type in hi Raghav as requested. Please find the info below. And I can go ahead and type in this information here, click send. As you can see on the right side, the information is available as a comment within the ServiceNow itself, right? So this is amazing. So again, Alex is still in Microsoft Teams and updating the ServiceNow incident. So now that Alex shared the system information with Raghav, so Raghav will add a comment. So this is where he says, okay, thank you, Alex. I will analyze and get back to you or something like that, right? So press enter, plus post. Now Raghav gets a notification saying that, hey, Alex commented, would you like to send a reply, right? And this is basically an adaptive card where ServiceNow is triggering a notification to the end user about the latest update. It's not only about comment, if a status change or issue is resolved, or if there are any requests or anything like that. So you can configure informational notification as well as actionable notifications for ServiceNow and Teams integration. Now, this is an example of informational notification, a combination of actionable as well. I can send reply from here. Let's say, so now Alex and sure, looking forward to items, anything that you would like to add or anything like that. So now he sends it, so it will be documented again within the incident itself, right?
Yeah.
So that's Yeah,
Sorry,
actionable.
this is Zahid here.
Yeah.
I just have one quick question. So as we are updating in Teams and it is getting auto-populated in ServiceNow and vice versa. So so when we start a chat from Snow to Teams, it is capturing all the messages that has been sent. So just in case if I start a call and share the screen, even this call option and the screen sharing option is been captured or how it is.
I think in the major incident management, we have some feature like that, but this is purely for chat purposes. You cannot start a call from here.
No,
Does that
because
make
if you
sense?
see in your Teams, you still have
Mhm.
that calling option available.
Okay.
So if I call, moments I start
Uh,
a chat from ServiceNow, and when it opens up the Teams, and from there I call up the end user, and I also share the screen. Will
That
this
will
be
that
captured?
will that will go to your OneDrive recordings. But if you are recording the screen, but I will show you
Uh-huh.
that scenario in a moment, Mohammed. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
No problem. So now that just to reiterate, Raghav reported incident, Alex requested for system info, Alex raised incident, Raghav requested for system info, then Alex sent it through Teams and also he sent comments and everything. So now, so far, so good, right? It's all good. Now, after a few days, Alex is frustrated because he's not getting any updates on the information. The last update is like, sure, looking forward to it. So he tries to reach out to live agent support so that he can get traction on his incident. So that's where. So let us go ahead and refresh this agent workspace here. Just make sure that one of the agents are available. So just make it available. Okay, so what he will do is from the Alex in the Teams interface, he will say hi. So again, in this case, what he will do is live agent support, click on submit. So now, as you can see, this is interoperability between ServiceNow and Microsoft Teams. So Alex sent a request for live agent from Teams, and the request is accepted by Raghav on the ServiceNow agent workspace. So now Raghav can send message to Alex through the ServiceNow chat interface itself. Raghav will actually continue chatting in the Teams side. So need update on my incident, and you will get that message as well. Okay, so then you can, okay, so can we have a quick call? So this is basically chat to call. So now what Raghav as agent can do is he can trigger a Teams call straight within the ServiceNow incident itself. As you can see, you can trigger a Teams call directly. So now if you can trigger a Teams call here, click on send. So it will send meeting invite as well as a pop-up to join the Teams meeting soon, hopefully. Yeah, as you can see, you can accept it. And also Raghav as an agent can join. I think it is coming in as well. I also get this. Oh, sorry. I can, if I decline it, I can go and join here.
Always love seeing a Teams call within a Teams call.
Continue with our audio and video. Okay, let's try to switch this on. Okay, as you can see, I have joined in now. So you'll be able to see that now Raghav is connected with Alex and they talk about the issue, they discuss what are the possible resolutions and everything, and they will end the call. So now, interesting scenario here. Alex is still in Teams interface and he's chatting in the Teams conversational interface, and Raghav is using the ServiceNow chat interface, right? That's the interoperability, live agent support, chat to call. So you have various commands at your disposal to use. So coming back, last few things. So I'm a lazy person. I don't want to type so many things into chat. How will I get quick information around what is happening and with my incident, right? So with embedded employee center, Alex can search for self-service content and work on tasks within Microsoft Teams itself. So now, as soon as I click on it, I think it will take a few minutes to open. I've already have it opened. So now, as you can see, as soon as you click on Employee Center, this is how it looks like. You can look at the open incidents, and rather than typing, I can see that the latest incident that I raised 6 minutes ago is also available here. I can click on it and I can add comment here as well. So still no update, what is happening and all that, right? Still no update. What's happening or something like that. So anything that you want to comment, just post it. So now this is another way of interacting, right? Within Teams, you are interacting with ServiceNow portal, embedded Employee Center. So you can also keep track of incidents and everything. This is for someone like me, lazy to type. I can go ahead and find information on upcoming events and popular topics and quick links and so on and so forth, right? So then we have one more major component, that's major incident management, right? So when we have major outages or incidents within the company, collaboration is key to take it to resolution, right? That is where you can initiate conference calls from the major incident workbench itself by inviting one or more users to join the call. So for example, this is a major incident, priority 1 critical. I can go and start. Sorry. Let me check for that. Sorry about that. Let's check for major incidents overview. There are 252 unassigned major incidents. So let us go and find okay, this is the incident. This is my name. I wanted to click on the name of the incident. I can go to the workbench. I can click on view workbench, and you have an option here, a button embedded within the portal itself, which allows you to start collaborating without wasting much of time. So with the critical scenario like this, collaboration is key, involving right set of stakeholders, technical team is very, very critical to take it to resolution as soon as possible, right? So that is where we have this feature where I can go ahead and rather than switching to Teams and creating an event, bridge and inviting everyone, you can go ahead and initiate a chat, or you can go ahead and initiate a conference call, right? I can initiate a conference bridge, provide technical communication or whatever the communication plan is, due in 1 minute, and I can say provide some technical description or anything like that, right? So click on next. Click on next, and I can select the user because a few of the users are already involved in this incident, so they appear here. Or you can go ahead and select someone, right? For example, Adela is a crisis action manager. I would like to invite them as well and all that. Okay, someone asked about, okay, I'll come to that point later, but I think Rohit asked about it. So now I can go ahead and initiate this call, and I can go and add everyone here, Alex Wilbur, and I can start the call. Now Alex will get a notification as well. So I can join the call here. There are so many. Okay, accept it.
Hey, just a question on MIM perspective. For example, I might not be aware of who is there in the on-call support, right? So I would be sending invite to the groups, not to a specific agent, right? So how could we make sure that all the technical teams are part of that bridge?
Just a second. Let me finish. Okay. Okay. So now we saw this. Okay, how you can initiate and initiate a conference call bridge with right within the major incident management workbench, and conference call records are stored in a notify conference call table. So anything that you record and everything. Sorry, one more thing that I wanted to show here. Sorry, I forgot about it. So no, continue the browser. Sorry, too many. Let me do this one more time. Cancel, continue the browser. Okay, so I'll just turn off the camera, turn off this, click on join. I wanted to highlight the capabilities of meeting extension here. You get a side panel on the right side. You get the live events happening or any updates that are coming in from the major incident itself, right? So this allows you to be up to date about what is happening with the ServiceNow major incident that we just discussed, and you get all that data coming in here, and that will help you to be updated. And the information is our data is very critical during the major outrages and everything. So you can get that information right from here. So for some reason, let's refresh this and see. It was working just before a few minutes. That's a very good feature. I wanted to highlight it.
Is that so when you're within the meeting, you get context about the incident that you are actually managing, right?
Correct, yes.
That's
it
awesome.
basically identifies the context and it brings all the data from that particular major incident into the side panel, Harish. So that's what I wanted to highlight. But anyways, if it works, that's fine. Otherwise, I can send screenshots as well later. Some proxy issue probably. I don't think it will pick it up. But anyways, that's
I think that's fantastic because that's like very minimal context switching, and you get to focus on the conversation because you have all the information right within that meeting itself. So
and also, Alex remained in Microsoft Teams throughout.
Awesome. Thanks, Raghav. I know like there was quite a bit that you wanted to cover, and we had to rush through some parts of it. And there's plenty of questions on chat. We will sort of continue to answer them. Sorry if we missed out on any of your questions. I do want to, we're at the last 5 minutes. I want to take a moment to mention something very important. We know that for everybody on the call, in some cases, you are in the very early phase of implementing ServiceNow. In some cases, you've already implemented, and maybe you want to take it to the next level because you want to add more features, and you've tried out all the preliminary set of features, but you want to do more. We would like to extend and make an offer in terms of what we from Microsoft Teams and ServiceNow in partnership can do towards actually helping you successfully configure and enable and deploy this integration in your organization. And this is for everybody who's on the call. We will share a form within the chat. Pratik, if you can help me out with the form. Please fill out this form. We just need some very basic information about what stage you're in and what sort of help is required. We'll help you assess your requirements and how ready you are, what's the license that you have, what you want to solve for, help you build a plan towards that, help in actually guiding and testing out and implementing these features, to the point of also actually working with you to develop an adoption plan and a change management and communication, all of that, essentially end to end. Because I'm sure all of you here either have, all of you here have the licenses for ServiceNow and you're on Teams. It's a matter of leveraging it to solve and transform ITSM for your organization. I see the form is in the chat. Feel free to fill it out, and we will your customer success team or your account team will start contacting you to get this set up, and mention about how quickly you want it also. So in that way, we can also plan from our side. With that, we have a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, we can open it up for like a couple of really quick questions because we have Raghav, Aditya, Sakshi, and a few more people on the call to help answer that.
So yeah,
No.
this is
Yeah,
Ramani Kumar, and
Yeah.
So I just have one question. So is there a dashboard view as a part of monitoring? Is there an option for a dashboard view for checking the number of agents available, number of chats waiting in the queue, or so
Not
sort of like that?
not within Microsoft Teams. Sakshi, is there anything that is available in ServiceNow?
Yes, that's available within ServiceNow, where you can see how many agents are available, what does the total queue look like, what does the queue for an individual agent look like. But as Raghav mentioned, it's not available within Teams. That's available within the ServiceNow.
ServiceNow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the future roadmap yet, but yeah, we don't know. At this point in time, we don't have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
How about,
Ramani.
in case how about in case if we have 3 or 4 agents, right, helping the other customer, right? Okay, if a fifth chat or fourth chat coming in, right? Will it say, hey, okay, so all the agents are busy, or still it will say to the end user that everybody are available actually?
Sorry, could you reiterate the
Yeah,
question?
repeat the question. Okay, hold it. Okay. So what I was asking is, see, for example, you have 3 agents in the shift who are available, right? But all of them are assisting the other customers, right? So if a 4th chat coming in, right, will it say everybody are busy, some kind of a message, or it'll say still the message will pop up to each of them?
It will say no agents are available at this point in time. Please try in few minutes.
Okay, so it'll have a busy message, right?
Yeah. Raghav, does it give a wait time also? Like somebody will connect you in some.
I think I saw it, but let me confirm it.
Yeah, I think Seturam, Raman, like it would typically like depending on like how often you're solving tickets and things, like it'll give you like a wait time saying like somebody will connect to you in like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That's what.
It will. Yeah. Your wait time is about 1 minute or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So because that's valuable information. Yeah. Sorry, Suresh. Yeah.
Okay. So regarding this cart form, so we have started our conversation with Microsoft last week for this Teams integrations. So do we actually have to fill this form, or
if you have already, fantastic. And I'm sure like we've got folks on our side who are already talking to you.
Exactly.
And then no worries at all. It's for folks who want to leverage these services who haven't used them already.
Okay.
Now, that's a good point. Thanks.
And what are the other features about the problem change and SRs? So how could we integrate with this Teams as well? Because I know incident is the major one. Apart from incident, we have service request which comes in the next slide, right? So how could that be? Is it possible in Teams as well?
Which one? I couldn't catch what you meant.
The service request module in ITSM.
Absolutely. We can request, we can convert service requests into virtual agent conversations as well. So, if somebody wants to order a laptop, they want to order a mobile phone, that catalog can be enabled through Teams as well. And they can directly place their orders.
Yeah, adding to Sakshi's point, that's where you have actionable notification as well. So if you request an hardware and if it goes to your manager can approve right within Teams through adaptive cards.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. So the Teams approval channels, that's what I was looking for. It's possible. That's fine because we could reduce the number of resolver license in ServiceNow. So
yeah, Suresh, who are you working with on our side so we could let them know that this is something that
Vedanshu.
Okay. For like the folks on the call from our side, if we can pick this up with Suresh. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Suresh, for that. That's all we have in terms of time today. We're right at the clock. Thank you so much for joining us. This was a fantastic session. Really loved the interaction and there's so many questions coming in. If we've not answered a question of yours, just email us or enter it into the form in like the comment section, and we will get in touch with you as soon as we can to get this moving for your organization. Until the next Collaborative Apps Roundtable, thank you so much. Take care, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks, Raghav. Thanks, Sakshi. Thank you all.